Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expect, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. Convince me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. Oh, Lord. This thing is acting up again. Can y'all hear me? I don't think y'all can see me, but can y'all hear me? This thing is acting up again. What is going on with... What's going on with this thing? Hold on, y'all. What in the world? I don't know what's going on with... I was just... Could y'all see me just now when I was up here? You saw and heard me? On my side, it was blank. All I saw was a blank screen. But I'm here now. Okay. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, like I said, all I saw was a blank screen, honey. But I'm here now. I'm here now. What's going on, y'all? Happy Sunday. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, it was frozen. Got it. Yeah, I don't know what was happening. But anyway, we here now. I thought I would just drop in real quick. You know, we're going to do Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I got about an hour and 15 minutes. But, you know, I wanted to come in and just say hi to the people and check in on y'all. You know, all that good stuff. I hadn't, you know, I ain't been here in a couple of days. So what y'all doing? How y'all doing? How was y'all weekend? I had a great weekend. For those that don't know, El Teddy had his meet and greet this weekend up in New York / field trip. So we had a good time. It was about... Altogether, the people that traveled in was like maybe 6 or 7 of us that traveled in. And then the New York people hung out with us. We had a good time. They're still there. They're not leaving till tomorrow. They went to something today called the Soul Summit up in New York. So, yeah. But it was a good time. It was a good time, child. Let me tell you something. Is Tawana here? She's still here. She was in here a second ago. Hold on. Let me make sure she's still in here. Y'all, Tawana knocked me out the bed. I just need y'all to know she pushed me out the bed, okay? She pushed me out the bed. Is she still in here? Let me say hi to the people before I start telling y'all this story. What's up, The Informed? Hey, DB, Chuck. There go Tawana. She here. Miss Jocelyn. What's up? Dish 88. Felicia. Breezy Bree. What's going on? Gossip in the Garden. Diamond. What's up? Complex. Below. Call me homie. What's up, Chuck? What's up, Terica? Hey, Boo. Hey, Quake. Yvette, what's going on? El Boogie. Montrez. What's going on? What's going on? Look at Tawana talking some lies. What's up, T? All me. How you doing? How you and French kids doing? I know y'all had a lot going on. That's why you haven't heard from Cajun all day. Yeah. Cajun up him. They up in the New York streets, honey. What's up, Miss E? Edwina, what's going on? Thank you. I gotta go get... Well, you know, when these braids come out, they coming out. But I'll probably take these out in like 2 weeks. It won't be this weekend. It'll probably be 2 weeks from now. Actually, I could take them out this weekend, though. No, I can't. I don't feel like it. Actually, I could. Let me think about that. I might take them out this weekend. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might take them out this weekend. I think I can get 2 more weeks out of these. They're looking a little... Anyway, what's going on? Okay, so let me tell y'all how Let me tell you how Tawana pushed me out the bed. How I almost fell on the floor. So, your uncle's is fine and resting place. Again, I'm so sorry for your loss, but I'm glad that you guys are doing well. Oh, we're not in a members live, but Nene, we're gonna do a members live this week. We will definitely do one this week. So let me say this. So let me tell y'all real quick how Tawana knocked me out the bed. Look at her. She talking about some, let's hear this. All right, so here's the thing. All right, so for any of y'all who've ever been to New York City, like the Times Square area, y'all know that the hotels are expensive, right? Hotels are expensive, and y'all also probably know, that the hotels are expensive, and a lot of those boutique hotels, the rooms are very small. Like, unless you're staying at a hotel that was like built to be a hotel, a lot of those older hotels, or they call them boutique hotels, the rooms are really small. So we were staying at the VOCO, which is one of those smaller boutique hotels. And let me be clear, the hotel was nice. It was clean. The service was really great. The people were really polite. All of the things. I don't have any complaints about the hotel except for the rooms are small as hell. But again, if you've been to one of these I said Atlanta. Where did I get Atlanta from? If you've been to these New York hotels, you know that they're going to be small, right? I've stayed at this is probably maybe my fourth hotel in the Times Square area, and all of the rooms are small. Like, that's just how they are. So what had happened was Tawana and Cheryl were going to be roommates, but Cheryl couldn't go. So I told Tawana, I said, listen, I have a room at the hotel where El Teddy and stuff is going to be. If you want to cancel your room, I think I have a cheaper rate, because El Teddy got us like a discounted rate. I was like, I think I have a cheaper rate. And I know she had used like some of her points and stuff like that. And I was like, if you can get your stuff back, why don't we just share a room? The problem is I forgot to tell El Teddy that I invited Tawana to share the room. So instead of us having like a double bed, we only had one bed. So there's the first problem, right? We only had one bed. So what had happened was that first night we went out Friday night, I got back to the room first, because some people walked back we went to a drag show. Some people walked back to the hotel for the drag show. I got to ride back. One of the shout out to Antonia. Thank you once again for giving me a ride back, because baby, my legs was screaming at me. Okay. And she was like, well, I got to pass that way anyway. I have my car if you want to ride back. I was like, absolutely, yes, thank you. So I got back to the hotel first. So I slept close. Okay. So the bed is up against the wall. It's like this much space in between the bed and the wall. So I got in the bed first. So I rolled closest to that side. So she, because there's no way around the bed. You just got to get on the bed and roll, right? Because it's against the wall. So that night she came in, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I didn't want to be all up, like I'm saying, I didn't want her to be like, why is she so close to me? Like, why? Oh my gosh, she in my personal space. You sharing a bed with somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I was like as close as on the edge that I could get of the bed. And somewhere in the middle of the night, I went to roll. It wasn't nothing to roll. Baby, I fell in between, but I didn't hit the floor. I didn't fall all the way to the floor. I caught myself. But baby, I sure rolled. It was falling. But I caught myself. Right. Tawana was all the way on the other edge. Like, it was probably this much space in between. Baby, that was but I said, and then I was like, the next morning, I was like, girl, you didn't hear me roll off the bed. She ain't hear shit. She ain't hear nothing. I said, baby, I rolled off that bed. I had to catch myself and roll back. Child, a mess. It was a mess. But it was a good time. We had a really good time. I'm gonna talk about the Jellicle ball in a minute, but baby, that was New York. But in New York I'm sure Uptidy is going to give a full breakdown. It was a good time, you guys. Definitely We'll do it again. We're going to have to find somewhere a little cheaper. Because New York plays no games, okay? New York plays no games, but I knew that. I mean, that's not a complaint. I knew that going in. I've been to New York. New York is expensive. It just is what it is. Right, and the bed sits up high on like one of the platforms, child. It was a whole mess. Anyway, so that was New York. That was the weekend. Again, like I said, I'm sure that El Teddy will give a full breakdown. And I'll talk a little bit more about it as well. But I rode the Acela. We rode the train. Definitely like the Acela better than regular Amtrak. Definitely will not be doing regular Amtrak if I can avoid it in any way, shape, or form. We had to ride the regular Amtrak back because of me. It was my fault. But I won't be doing that again if I can help it. If I can help it. Okay. Not her short self almost died trying to jump on it. Y'all should have seen me trying to roll into the bed. Listen, it was an adventure. That's all I can tell y'all is that it was a whole adventure. That's all I can tell y'all. But you ain't had to call me short though. You didn't. You don't have to call me short. Anyway, let's get into these stories, honey. Let's get into these stories. So I haven't really talked a whole lot about this Stefon Diggs situation. Why can't I find y'all? This will happen when you start moving apps around on your phone. I was deleting apps earlier and moving stuff around. Now I can't find. Where the hell are my pictures? Oh, there they go right there. I really haven't been talking a whole lot about this this situation with Stefon Diggs and this guy that is suing him. Let me say this. What it sounds like to me, for those who don't know what's going on, Stefon Diggs is being sued by this guy. Hold on, let me. What's his man's name? He's being sued by this guy who claims that Stefon Diggs sexually assaulted him. Now, the more this man comes down here and talks, I don't remember this man's name. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name. It don't even. Chris, that's it. Chris Blake Griffin. Thank you. Because I knew he had a basketball. He had a name of a basketball player. Let me tell y'all this. The more I'm learning, because at first I heard it and I was like, oh my gosh, it was salacious. But you know, it's two sides to every story, yada yada yada. But the more I hear this story, the more this man talks, you know, shut the fuck up is free. If you are in the middle of an active lawsuit or criminal investigation or whatever the hell is going on with y'all, shut up is free. And I feel like the more you talk, the more you lose credibility. For me, I'm talking about Chris. The more he talks, the more he loses credibility. Thank you, pretty green eyes. Hey, girl. I always want to say green instead of gray, but it's pretty gray eyes. What's up, girl? Thank you for the jewels. And somebody else dropped me some jewels earlier. I was running my mouth. Sweet Candy, thank you so much for the jewels, my love. Thank you, you guys. I appreciate y'all. So, I don't know why, but I believe Chris, even though he's a clout chaser. What's up, Choreo Lover? Hey, boo. I don't believe him. Not anymore. At first, I was like, you know. But let me tell you why I don't believe him. Or why I'm starting to not believe him. Let me say that. I don't know whether to believe him or not. I ain't saying I believe him or don't believe him. But let me tell you why I'm starting to not believe him. So a few weeks ago, he allegedly turned over 100 text messages to the judge as it relates to this case, right? So he dropped a few of the text messages to like tease us or whatever, like, yeah, this is what it says. Now, he dropped us some cut and pasted text messages that, yes, the way they're written, they could be like, it says something about I can't wait to get in that ass. That, let me tell you something. Contrary to popular belief, everything isn't about being gay, right? I have literally heard guys talk to each other like that, and they talking about a video game. Yeah, man, wait till I get home. I'm gonna get in that ass. They mean I'm about to whoop your ass in this Grand Theft Auto, or I'm about to whoop your ass in this Madden, whatever, whatever. I have literally heard guys say that to each other when they're talking about playing a game. So when you drop a text message and Stefon Diggs said, man, I can't wait to get, and I'm digging at it. That doesn't, again, I need the full conversation. I need the full conversation because that could be a lot of things depending on what y'all were talking about. So you drop that. And again, for people like me, I was like, that doesn't prove that the man sexually assaulted you. Then you did this interview with Vlad TV, and y'all already told y'all how I feel about Vlad TV. Thank you. T said, haven't played sports with guys. That's the fact. Is that I've played sports with guys. I've heard guys play video games. Like, they literally talk to each other like that. Like, and it, everything is not about, being gay. So then he did this interview with Vlad TV. And once again, y'all know how I feel about Vlad TV. I think he's a culture vulture, and I think that people could go on his show, either need a few dollars or they clout chasing. Like, I don't know why they go on his show. But anyway, so he was talking about how when he used to go shopping with Stefon would buy him stuff. And he said Stefon didn't buy none of the other dudes anything. Like, he was there with, his brother would be with us sometime, and so-and-so would be with us sometime. And he ain't never buy them nothing, but he would buy me and the bitches. Like, he would buy me stuff, and he buy, he was talking about the women that was there. He would buy them stuff. But then later on in the video, you talked about you were his stylist. Well, if you were his stylist, wouldn't that be why he's buying the clothes? If you're telling him, hey, you need to buy this outfit, you need to buy this outfit, you need to buy this outfit, like, you're styling him, wouldn't that be why he's buying clothes? And maybe he did throw in a pair of jeans for you here, there, or an outfit for you here, there. If you're working for him as his stylist and you're pointing out things that'll look good on him, again, to me, it's not a smoking gun. Him buying you clothes, but he didn't buy the other guy's clothes. He only bought the females. That's not a smoking gun. Again, if you're working as his stylist, that's not a smoking gun. For me, it's not. Now, maybe for other people it is. For me, that is not a smoking gun. Okay. So then he dropped some pictures. He was like, well, here's just an example of what I'm talking about. And he dropped like 5 or 6 pictures of him and Stefon together. And when I mean together, I mean like just standing next to each other. Well, we know y'all knew each other. We know y'all knew each other. So you dropping pictures of y'all standing next to each other, or y'all laughing, looking into each other's eyes, laughing about something, or like, I mean, again, I feel like you're trying to piece together stuff that's going to make us be like, oh shit, yeah. And for me, I'm not going. Now, I know there's going to be some people that's like, that's enough. Really, that's fine for y'all. But for me, I'm not ready to wave a rainbow flag over Stefon Diggs based on that. Now, maybe for other people, it's enough. But for me, that's just not enough. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the new subscription. Tell them stay subscribed. Hang out with us. So and let's be clear. I'm not even saying Stefon Diggs is no angel by any stretch of the imagination. Like, Stefon Diggs definitely got some shit with him. And he just signed to my team. So I'm going to be seeing a lot of Stefon Diggs over the next 9 months. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to put a label on somebody just off of other people's homophobia. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I feel like those are the things that just buy into people's homophobia of oh yeah, he said I'm gonna dig it to his ass. Now at the end of the day, maybe he's got a smoking gun and he's waiting for the trial. He's waiting for the case to come up. Maybe. Then Stefon dropped and he talked about a misleading headline. And y'all, we know that these people mislead these headlines. They use the clickbait, but they talked about, I don't know if you guys saw like a week or so ago, where they said that Stefon Diggs' brother settled the lawsuit against this guy, and it made it look like Stefon Diggs paid a settlement to him. Well, come to find out, that's not what happened. The guy sued Stefon Diggs and he sued the building. I guess that the assault happened in. He sued the building. The building settled with him. But of course, the headline is going to read that he settled the case with the brother. The brother didn't pay nothing. Stefon Diggs hasn't paid anything, according to Stefon Diggs. The building settled. And we've seen that before, you guys. When we've gone over lawsuits, we see where they're suing, but somebody might be suing the hotel, somebody might be suing the doctor's office, somebody might be suing, like, because it's like everybody that was involved in this that had anything to do with this, yeah, we're gonna get them on the hook too. So that's what the settlement was. Again, only time will tell. It always does. But I haven't spoken a lot about it, but I do not. It just ain't a smoking gun for me. Now, again, it could be a smoking gun for y'all, but it just ain't right. In example, Cassie's case. Exactly. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, boo. Cheryl, I'm glad you're here. I'm about to drop the link for Books and Bourbon. I know you already sent me. I know I already have your money for the VIP, but fill out the link anyway, please, so that I can have you on the list. Please and thank you. Yeah, so there's that, you guys. All right, so hold on, I'll get it for you in a second. Why I can't? I'll get it while I'm talking. I ain't talking though, am I? All right, so next on my list, what I have on my list next, child? I'm gonna come back to this transgender WNBA thing. Don't let me forget to talk about it. Y'all remind me. Don't let me forget. I'm gonna do that last because that's gonna probably piss y'all off. Chaotic from Love and Hip Hop. You guys might remember him. Y'all know he was arrested a few weeks ago. He's been extradited on a fugitive warrant. It says here that he was booked in Miami-Dade County on a fugitive warrant for out-of-state extradition. We now know what he's being extradited for, and the charge connected to the warrant. According to the inmate record from Atlanta Police Department, he was booked in Atlanta, Georgia on August the 5th, so he's been extradited to Atlanta and is currently being held in charge of aggravated sexual battery on a charge of. It lists an alleged offense on December the 24th of 2025. So I'm assuming he didn't know he had a warrant. I mean, hell, I don't know. Maybe he did. Shit, I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. All right. Now let me read y'all this story right here. Let me read y'all this story right here. Hold on. I saw this the other day and I was like, not the other day, I saw it either this morning. And I was like, I don't understand this. My brain does not compute. But let me read y'all this story. So maybe y'all can break it down for me to a point where it'll make sense. It says here that an airline flight was canceled after the toddler refuses to sit down and wear a seatbelt. The family was removed from the plane. So this is Porter Airlines flight PD 444 was prepared to take off from Victoria International Airport in Canada for Toronto on Thursday, August the 6th, when crew members noticed a young child standing in their seat. According to reports, The child's parents and crew member were unable to get the toddler properly secured. The airline said that the aircraft could not take off under those conditions, calling it an unsafe condition. The plane returned to the terminal where the family was removed from the aircraft. However, the situation does not end there. The process of removing the family and completing the necessary paperwork reportedly caused enough of a delay that the flight missed Victoria International Airport's 12:30 a.m. runway curfew. As a result, the entire flight had to be canceled. Porter Airlines has apologized to the other passengers impacted by the ordeal and rescheduled the flight for the following following evening. I'm confusion. I am so confusion. What you mean you couldn't get him to sit down and put on his seatbelt? I am confused. Hello. Can somebody explain to me what you mean by they couldn't get him to sit down and put on his seatbelt? What you mean you couldn't get the baby to put that? I'm sorry. What? There go the form, Cheryl. Have you lost every little bit of ever loving mind you have? If you don't sit your ass down, what you mean the parent, the family, and the flight attendants couldn't get the toddler to sit down? My brain doesn't compute. I don't understand. Even if you had to put the toddler in your lap and put your seatbelt on, I don't understand what you mean he wouldn't sit down. To the point where the flight couldn't take off? Have you lost your baby? Listen. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. Do you hear me? They was probably trying to talk to him instead of grabbing. You grab that nigga by his arm and you sit his ass in that seat. You put the seatbelt on, and then you tell him, I wish you would cry. I'm gonna give you something to cry about. Parents don't say that no more to kids. Stop crying before I give you something to cry about. And I remember my mama used to say, stop crying before I give you something to cry about. And I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, clearly you have already given me something to cry about because I am crying. Your mama, baby, I remember one of my mama's friends, she used to keep a wooden spoon in her purse. And all she had to do was pull that spoon out. And her daughter would see that spoon, and baby, whatever it was, she would straighten up. She never even had, I think I might have only seen her hit her with the spoon one time. Now, I don't know what was going on behind closed doors, but the only time I ever saw her actually put that spoon to her butt was when we was at the Grand Canyon, and she wasn't listening. And I was like, well, I ain't mad at you for putting that spoon to her butt. We at the Grand Canyon. She need to be listening. A grizzly bear could get her or something. I don't know. But I was like, all she had to do was pull that spoon out her bag and do like this. And baby, that was the end of that. Whatever was going on, it was a wrap. She stopped immediately. Anyway, I thought I would share that with y'all. That happened on Thursday. That was a whole situation. Baby, if I had been on that flight and I missed, and I had to stay overnight because we missed curfew, bitch. What? Oh. Anyway, let me go through the rest of these things. Let's see what else we got going on here. Meg The Stallion, they said she is headed to trial in that lawsuit with her former photographer is suing her. He's suing her for harassment, unpaid wages. Remember, that's the one where he said that she forced him to watch her have sex and wouldn't let him out the car. Meg, you might want to go ahead and just pay this thing. Maybe, I don't know. Let me read y'all what it says here. On Friday, August the 7th, District Judge Gregory Woods partially denied motions for summary judgment filed by Meg and other defendants, allowing several of Garcia's claims to move forward to trial. Garcia alleges that he was subjected to a hostile work environment, improperly compensated, and misclassified as an independent contractor while working for the rapper. Rock Nation, Meg The Stallion Entertainment, and Hot Girl Touring are also named as defendants. Garcia filed a lawsuit in 2024 after working with Megan for several years. Among his most serious allegations, he claims that during the 2022 trip to Ibiza, Spain, he was inside a moving SUV when Meg allegedly began having sex with another woman next to him, leaving him unable to exit the vehicle. Garcia alleges that Megan later warned him not to discuss what he witnessed. He has also accused the rapper of making comments about his weight and claims changes to his compensation resulted in him earning less money. The latest ruling does not mean that Garcia has proven his allegations. Instead, Judge Woods determined that that disputes over evidence, including Garcia's working relationship, compensation, and other surviving claims, should be decided at trial. Garcia also presented evidence from which a jury could potentially find that he was an employee rather than an independent contractor, and that he expected retaliation after raising concerns about unpaid work. However, Garcia did not prevail on every claim. The judge granted a summary judgment to the defendant on his retaliation claims under the New York State and New York City human rights laws, as well as claims brought under California Fair Employment and Housing Act. The defendant's motions were otherwise denied. What up, Benji? Hey, Nay. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Meg. You might want to go on and let that one down. I don't know. Ex-Tallahassee, oh Lord, I can't get it out. Ex-Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum is locked up again after allegedly testing positive for meth during a court-ordered drug screening. Now, what I read the other day was he agreed to, he's a part of this random drug test program where he has to call in every day, and if there's a color, like this, he's assigned a color. He has to call in every day, and whatever the color of the day is, if it's his color, he's got to come in and take a drug test. So the day that he called in and it was his color, he didn't go in and he didn't take the drug test. And so he had to go in and take the test. And when he took the test, they said he tested positive. Now, I find it very interesting that he tested not positive a couple of weeks ago, even though the meth was found in the car, all that stuff. But then like 3 weeks later, he's tested and he's found positive. Like, meth don't jump in and out your system like that. I mean, I feel like one of these tests wasn't correct. Either the one that he took that said it was negative, or the one that he took that said it was positive. I feel like both of these tests can't be right. I mean, hey Mia. I mean, I feel like, maybe I'm crazy. I mean, I'm certainly no expert when it comes to methamphetamine, but I feel like it don't jump in and out your system like that. If he was clean 3 weeks ago, how he dirty 2 weeks later? And I ain't here to defend Andrew Gillum because, we know that Andrew got some issues, but some just ain't coming out in the wash. I don't know what it was. I mean, maybe the negative test was wrong. Maybe the positive. I don't know, but something ain't coming out in clean in the wash for me. He been using since the clean. I mean, he went out that night and got high. I don't know. And that's, like I said, and let's be clear, I'm not defending him because, Andrew, you got some issues. But something just, I'm just saying, something don't ring true. We talking about Andrew Gillum. Something just don't ring true. I don't know. Lauryn Hill and Wyclef Jean said that fans can absolutely expect new music. I don't know if is that under the category of shit we didn't ask for. I don't know if we want new music from the Fugees. I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Fugees was lightning in a bottle. Like one of y'all people in jail. Didn't somebody die? It's 20 years later. Like, I just don't know if y'all can give us that refugee music. I don't know. What y'all think? Y'all think Wyclef can get in the studio with Lauryn Hill and they can come out with something? What y'all think? I mean, y'all think we can come out with a banger? What y'all think? Okay, Crystal said no. Okay. Yeah, I knew one of them was in jail. I thought one of them passed away. But I knew one of them was in jail. So I was like, and when I say one of them, I don't think he was a member of the Fugees. I think he was a part of their camp, though. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that might be under shit we did not ask for. Can I please just say I'm a gymnastics coach and Fred Richard is the U.S. national champion. Black people are running gymnastics. Oh. Is that I'm assuming he's black. Is that the kid, the black guy that won on the rings? In the didn't he win like a silver medal or something on the rings at the Olympics last summer? Is that the same young man? Shout out to him. Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations to Fred. John Forte died, right. And he was a part of the refugee camp. He wasn't part of the Fugees, but he was a part of that little thing. Oh, he had children with his own daughter. Oh. Oh. Moving right along. Jacquees, and I had a boy named Jacquees, the singer. He says he's not on the Usher and Chris Brown tour because he doesn't want to sing backup. Now let me read y'all what this says here. It says that Jacquees is explaining why fans won't see him joining Usher and Chris Brown on tour. And according to the R&B singer, he has no interest in being regulated to the background. While discussing the tour, Jacquees was asked why he wasn't a part of the lineup, and he simply explained that he doesn't want to sing backup. He went on to mention fellow R&B singers Tank, Mario, and Eric Bellinger seemingly suggested their involvement includes singing background during portions of the show. Jacquees made it clear that while he respects the artists involved, that particular role wasn't where he sees himself at this point in his career. Let me say this. See, this is the problem with people these days. Y'all motherfuckers don't see the big picture. Y'all motherfuckers do not see the big picture. First of all, Jacquees, I don't even know you like that. Like, I know who you are, but I really don't know you like that. I know you have a baby with Deion Sanders' daughter, and y'all done broke up, so y'all not together no more. But I really don't know you like that, right? You mean to tell me that this tour right now is probably the biggest tour going? This Usher, Chris Brown, whether I want to go to the Usher, Chris Brown tour or not, is not the point. The point is, it is the biggest tour that we got going on right now. I mean, and when I say I can't speak for every single tour in the world, but here in the United States, it's the biggest thing we got going. They selling out stadiums all over the fucking country, right? So you mean to tell me that you'll give up being able to perform in front of hundreds of thousands of people every night because they might want you to sing backup for 20 minutes? So number one, you missing on a paycheck because that's a paycheck. And that's guaranteed paycheck. Guaranteed paycheck, number one. Number two, you are exposing yourself to people who may not know who you are. So now you're adding money to the situation because now people are going to go out and buy your music, potentially go out and buy your music, and you're getting the exposure. And so if they want you to sing backup on one or two songs, what's the big deal? If you play around with it, you know, if you do like Tank did in the verses and you know, make a little jokey joke with the background vocals, you barter a little bit, pander, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be a good thing. It could be a fun time. And sometimes people don't see like the what they say, they don't see the stars for the trees or some shit. I don't remember what it is. But to me, you're passing up a golden opportunity because your ego says, I'm not a background singer. And it's funny because Tank responded and Tank said, well, I've done a lot of things over the years that people have a problem with. So, I mean, it's whatever. But I bet you Tank getting a regular paycheck right now. He on tour. They've been touring for what? 2 months now? 3 months now? Tank getting a regular paycheck. Tank's sales of his music is probably going up. Tank is being introduced to a whole audience that may or may not know who the fuck he is right now. Like, y'all really be, when I say y'all, I'm talking about these young people. Y'all really just, and here's what I don't want to hear. Forest for the trees. Thank you. I couldn't get it out, child. What I don't want to hear is 3 months from now. What's up, Philly boy? Hey, boo. What I don't want to hear 3 months from now, what I do not want to hear 3 months from now is he behind on his child support. That's what I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing about him. He behind on his child support. The people already told me he was flying Spirit Airlines to go visit his son. And it ain't nothing wrong with Spirit Airlines. I mean, Chad Ochocinco used to fly Spirit. He said there wasn't no need for him spending no whole lot of money on a flight. He said he would just get in the emergency exit row so he could stretch his legs out. And he flew Spirit all the time. So it ain't no shame in it. Let's be clear. But I'm just saying that's what the people tell me. What's up, Leslie? Hey, girl. That's what the people had told me. Now, I don't know if it's true. When I get to the Vegas show, I'll be going to the bathroom and getting snacks when Tank comes out. Oh, I love Tank. Y'all, you don't like Tank? You don't like Tank? I love Tank, baby. Tank, shit. When we make shit, how you don't like Tank? Oh my gosh, girl, how you don't like Tank? Baby, what up, Auntie Eva? Baby, I love Tank. But I mean, but listen, that's what makes the world go round. Different strokes for different folks, baby. I love me some Tank though. Tank be giving me everything I need and a little bit more. Y'all gotta drink me some tea or something. All of this up in here, I don't know what the fuck New York got going on. Earlier, Chuck said it's because the smoke from the wildfires. I thought that shit been gone. They still got the smoke for the wildfires? Ooh. Who do I think is a better singer, Tank or Jamie Foxx? Oh my goodness. If I would probably say Tank. But they definitely, I mean, they sing the same type of music. They're in that same genre. Like, I'm not gonna say no to. I love Jamie Foxx's music. I ain't gonna say no to Jamie Foxx, but I would give it to Tank. Yeah, snacking on Tank, absolutely, absolutely, abso-freaking-lutely, abso-freaking-lutely. Okay, well, let's get into what's next, child. Rest in paradise to Flo Anthony. Now, let me tell y'all something. Most of y'all probably don't know who Flo Anthony is. Flo Anthony was my first Wendy Williams. Like, I know y'all love Wendy Williams and all of that. I was never a Wendy Williams fan. I didn't watch her show. She just wasn't my cup of tea. But now Flo Anthony was my girl. For those who don't know Flo Anthony used to do the celebrity news. She did it on the Tom Joyner Morning Show for years, but she also did it in other places as well. And Flo Anthony was my Wendy Williams. I mean, she gave us the juice, but she was respectful in how she did it. Like, she didn't, yeah, she passed away. But she was respectful in how she did it. But I knew her from the Tom Joyner Morning Show. But she also used to write a column or something. She was in a magazine. I can't remember, but she was also published. She had a column that was published at one point as well. But I love me some Flo Anthony Brown. Flo Anthony Brown. She used to be over there. And on the Tom Joyner Morning Show. I used to love it's the Tom Joyner Morning. I listen to it every morning on my way to work. Y'all, I was supposed to go on the first Tom Joyner cruise. My roommate backed out on me. I had a roommate. We were co-workers. Now, we ain't had no money. We ain't had 2 pennies to rub together. We were scraping that money together. So I wasn't even mad when she pulled out, because a part of me was like, girl, whew, glad you pulled out, because I was broke too. But we had put our deposit down, but we was scratching and surviving. We just didn't have the money. But I remember that first, the very first cruise. I remember when he was doing the first cruise. But baby, the way my bank account was set up back then, I was right out of college. I remember I was like maybe my first or second year out of college, and I was working. That's when I was working at the bank. Child, I wasn't making no damn money. I wasn't making no damn money. She was missing. Wait a minute. I remember her. I didn't know she was missing with Michael Spinks. Oh, did you mean messing with Michael Spinks? Yeah, we still going to the Fly Jock. Yep. She's from Michigan. Miss Dupree. No, I didn't hear about no Miss Dupree passing. Yes, we are still going to Alaska. Do you need the information? Give me a second and I can put the link in the chat. But I'll put the flyer up if you want to take a picture of the flyer and get the information. I'm gonna put the flyer up for you. And then if you need the link to book, I can send you the booking link so you can book the cruise. Shoot. But you know what? I need to check the prices. I don't know what the newer price. I don't know what the updated prices are. But we're still going. Here's the information right here. Hold on, let me take this down. Let me take that down. Yeah, we are still going. That's the information. Again, I can send you the booking link. All right, I'm gonna put the booking link in the chat. You can grab it, okay? I remember Miss Dupree, not as well, but I do remember Miss Dupree. Give me a second and I'll get you the booking link. It's in the. I'll pull it up though. Give me a second. I'll get it for you though. Before we get off of here, I'll get you the link. Y'all remind me. Don't let me click off. Chuck, don't let me click off without getting her the booking link. Yeah, he was a fly job because he flew back and forth. That's how he got that sponsorship with Southwest, because he used to fly Southwest. Yep. He would fly from Chicago to Texas every day. Right? Wasn't it Chicago to Texas every day? Yep. Baby, yes. All right. Let's get into it. The room to start. Yeah, I got a few more minutes. Y'all can go ahead if y'all want to go watch because I fast forward through the commercials. So I got a few more minutes. Yeah, he's in Texas now, but I mean he used to fly back and forth to do his show. Clarissa Shields said that after January, she is going to be taking time out because her and Papoose are having a baby. Now, the only thing I want to say about that is this. Listen, I don't care about her having no baby. I did put the links in. I put the link in for Books and Bourbon a minute ago. Hold on. Let me get the link for you, Cheryl. They got a link for Books and Bourbon right there. Make sure that's the right form. I hope that's the right form. But let me tell y'all something. I don't care if her and Papoose have decided that they want to have a baby. I don't care. I don't care that technically he is still married. Listen, people be separated for 20 years and move on with their life. I mean, if they can't get this divorce thing settled, I don't care. You know what I mean? That part I don't care about either. I don't care. The part that I do care about, here's the part that I do care about. She said that hold on. She said that he asked her. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get the link for the cruise. He said, all right, let me focus on this and I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you in a minute. She said that he wants the baby, right? She said that he asked for the baby, and so she said she's got a fight in late December, early January, and after that fight, she's gonna be taking some time off because they're gonna have a baby. And she said, you know, if you had asked me 10 years ago, I'd have been like, nah, I don't want no kids, you know, but you know, I'm older now and I'm, you know, I want a family and yada yada yada. Here's my issue. And again, don't care about him still being married. That's not my business. Don't y'all remember when Remy Ma came down here? She had like one weekend of Mad Day. Remember when she came down here and then she just kept coming back for like 3 days and then we ain't heard nothing else from her since? I mean, she's thrown a couple of jabs like in her music and stuff, but for the most part, she really ain't came down here and aired that man out. Do y'all remember when she told Clarissa he's going to ask you for a baby? Remember when she gave the whole playbook, when she went down line for line, play for play on what Papoose was going to do and how he was going to do it? Do y'all not remember when she broke that shit down? And she said, he's going to say this, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, he's going to say this, he's going to say that. And one of the things she said he was going to do was ask her for a baby. Do y'all remember that? And I'm sitting here listening to her say, she said, and I didn't, and she said it like it was a flex. I'm like, girl, did you not listen to Remy when she tried to tell you what that man was going to do? She said, yeah, he asked me for the baby. I didn't ask him. He asked me. And I'm thinking, that's what Remy said he was going to do. And let me say this. I'm going to believe the woman that was married to this man for 20 years. That's who I'm going to believe. When it come down to who know him better, she do. She know him better. So if the woman that he is still technically married to for 20 years is breaking down his playbook and trying to help you not fall in for the same trap that she fell for, but when she said that, okay, I'm back. Can y'all see me? Remember when Remy got out of jail? That's when he pushed Remy. Yeah. As soon as he wanted a baby. Child, these allergies draining are killing me. But anyway, that ain't a whole lot, child. I just thought I would throw that in there, child. Let's just throw that in there, child. Not at this point, Clarence got to do what he got to do. You know what? Porsha won the house, y'all. They said Porsha scored big in her divorce from Simon Guobadia. She got the mansion and she's allegedly entitled to $1.5 million in equity reimbursement for the house. She's got the Rolls Royce. But Simon came down here and was like, the joke's on you Because yeah, you got that house, but you also have. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you for being a member for 62 months. Yes, you've been rocking with a sister. Thank you, boo. But he said you also inherited $8 million in debt. Now, I'm not really sure what he means by that, if I'm being honest. The only thing I can think of is the house that he's saying that she's inherited, because I think the house was like $7 million, but Simon put like $2 million down on the house. So, I mean, it's been like 2-3 years now. Certainly, you don't still owe $7,000. As far as that Rolls Royce is concerned, I thought that Rolls Royce was a lease. That must have been an actual car that he purchased and he had the title to in order for her to win it, because you can't win a lease. It ain't yours. So she gets to keep the Rolls Royce and she gets to keep the house. What I will say is this, Porsha, tough. I will hold my breath on thinking you're gonna get any money from him. Both the lawyers put a lien on the house. Well, there you go. Okay, that's what it is. He got several liens against the house. Got it. Okay. I mean, I knew it had to be something. I was like, it had to be something. And Porsha, whatever money he owe you, you're never getting it. One, because that man ain't never coming back to the United States. You're never getting that money. Never. He has no incentive to ever pay you. Because whatever debt he owes, it does not extend outside of the United States. Nobody is going to Dubai and serving him with a civil lawsuit for some lawyer's fees. They're just going to take it out that house. Simon is never coming back to the United States. So he never has any, he doesn't need credit. He doesn't need good credit. Like, he doesn't need U.S. credit. The man is living in Dubai off of whatever money he got over there in Dubai. He don't give a fuck about what's going on here in the United States. If he was still trying to get in the United States or be a citizen, there may be some incentive, but there is none. And I'm not saying that somebody called the people on Simon. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, because I don't know how them people found out Simon was coming into the country. However, them people found out Simon was coming into the country. I'm just going to say because I'm not accusing nobody of calling the people on Simon. But what I'm going to say is that if somebody had called the people on Simon thinking that was going to help them get an easy path to what they wanted, I ain't saying nobody did it, but I'm saying if somebody called the people on Simon thinking it was going to get them a easy path, you know what I'm saying? You screwed yourself. Because now the man's not in the United States. He has no incentive to play by the rules, and you are never getting that money. And never is a strong word, and I try not to use never lightly. But in this case, I mean, never, I think, is, the only way is if he's able to get the decision reversed and they'll give him a path to citizenship or opportunity to come back into the United States. Other than that, he has no incentive to pay you nothing. But enjoy that house and that Rolls Royce, girl. You said she could still sell the house and make a profit? She can. She absolutely can. Mm-hmm. She can sell the house. I mean, it's hers now. It's free and clear, right? It's hers. So she could do whatever she feel like she need to do with that house, honey. All right. I think I've covered everything except for this last story. Now, let me say this. And I know that what I'm getting ready to say is not popular. I know what I'm getting ready to say some of y'all might not like. This situation with these two men that have declared for the WNBA draft by stating that they identify as a woman, that they are trans for the purposes of playing basketball, and they identify as women. So let me say this. First of all, this one guy, Royce White, he was a black guy, is MAGA, right? He's MAGA. And basically they're trying to prove a point about the fact that the WNBA won't take a hard stance on trans athletes playing in the league. Now, as of right now, there are literally 0 trans athletes playing in the WNBA. There aren't even any trans athletes playing women's basketball in the NCAA. But these two assholes of men are making a mockery of what it is to be transgender and trying to make a point. And y'all know me, I go to the comment section. So going into the comment section and seeing what people wrote in the comment section just lets me know where we are right now as a country. Now, I thought Britney started the transition. Even if she started the transition, she's still born. She's a woman. She was born as a woman. She may be transitioning to be a transgender man, but that's not what they're saying. They're talking about people who were born as men with, transitioning to women. That's what they're talking about. I just it just irritates my soul when I see people making a mockery over something that really is a conversation. And everybody may not agree with that, but I do think it's a conversation. I personally, and this might surprise and disappoint some of y'all, and that's okay. I hope you still love me and you ain't going nowhere. I don't think that trans athletes should play in the sport. I don't think they should. That's my opinion. But what these men are doing, I think, is making a mockery of what it is to be trans. You don't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm trans. I'm going to put on a wig and some lipstick and I'm going to go play basketball with the girls." That's not what trans is. That's not what being a trans person is. Being a trans person is a lot, and I even think that before you can even use the title trans, you have to there's a whole process that you have to be in. She's not transitioning. Yeah, I never heard that she was transitioning either. I didn't think she was. But I didn't, I don't know. But there's a whole process. Before you can even label yourself trans, you had to have been going through hormone therapy for a certain amount of months, right? If I'm please correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like what you're saying is not even what trans is. Right. It's a mockery and it's not funny. There's nothing funny about it, and you're making a mockery out of it. For what reason? To prove what point? To prove what point? I think a lot of people think that Brittany Griner is transitioning because she has a deep voice. But the thing is, she's always had that voice. That was one of the things I remember reading an interview where she talked about she didn't like to talk a lot because of her voice, because of how deep her voice was. She was already tall. She already stood out. And then when she would talk, it would just give people more things to talk about. Yeah, I'm about to get off in a minute. We'll be back at 9:15 for the reunion. It's not a laughing matter. There's nothing funny about it at all. And the fact that people think that what they're doing, oh yeah, they're just trying to prove a point. No, they're not. That's not even a point. That's not even a point to be proven. I don't know anything about another sport. Right. See, I mean, the whole Juwanna Man thing is a joke, and the fact that they're using that as like a, I don't know, but I did want to bring that to y'all's attention. I saw that. I saw the one guy that did it, and then this second guy that did it. It's just not funny, you know. And I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I think I read what the WNBA is going to have they're having some sort of emergency meeting. All they're going to do is change the language to make the language more specific. Um, it's just ridiculous. And I mean, I really wish we could, like, this is such a non-issue. Yeah, there were like 2 or 3 swimmers in college. I know at Penn State under this Trump administration, 2 of the swimmers were at Penn State, and they made them like erase their record and like make it as if they never were on the team. Or the president was going to withhold their funds. Just crazy shit. Well, not only that, but I mean, I just feel like the NBA got enough issues. Like, go deal with the NBA and their shit. Go deal with the NBA and domestic violence. Look at this whole gambling thing that the NBA has going on. The NBA got their own problems. The NBA has their own set of problems. Go deal with their shit before you coming over here bothering about what's going on over in the WNBA. Just crazy. Anyway, y'all, let me hop off of here. I'll be back at 9:15-ish to talk about this reunion. Let me go see what the reunion got going on. And we'll be back in about an hour. Okay? Talk to y'all later. Peace. Oh, thank you. The link. Thank you. The link for Alaska. Thank you. Hold on, I'm pulling that now. Everybody else, y'all, you know, I'll see y'all in a minute. Let me get this link. All right. Cruz's birthday bash. Where is the link? Hold on, here it is. In the world? I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the link. Okay, here it is right here, but why I can't find the link? Hold on, let me see here. Hold on. Oh, I know why. Because I'm looking in the wrong place. I'm looking in the wrong place. That would be why. Let me try this again. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, here it is. I'm sorry, y'all. I was like, why can't I get to the link? Here it is right here. Sorry. I hope you're still in here. Sorry it took me so long. All right, there's the link right there. Sorry. Hope you're still in here. If not, I'll drop it the next time. But there's the booking link. Sorry. There it is right there. There it is. There's the booking link right there in the chat. Ooh, sorry it took me so long. I don't know why I couldn't find it. It was right in my face the whole time. Oh, I need some tea or something. This thing. I need to put my humidifier something on tonight. God, you got it. All right, y'all. I'll be back in about an hour. See y'all later. Peace.